Hello and welcome back to ReZero Arc 4. The weather lately has been changing a lot and now I am sick. So if I sound weird at any point during this video, I'm going to blame it on that. Last time we got Ryuzu's backstory, the start of Sanctuary, and all the people surrounding it. Now we are back in the current timeline. In the anime, Subaru has just finished telling the story to Roswaal, and that's where we're going to pick up the story. And that's everything I was told. And, assuming that story is true, what of it? I'll say it again. Surrender. The course of events has changed. Stop the people you sent to the mansion. Then all of this can be reconciled. I get what Subaru is trying to do here, but I don't understand how this story was supposed to change anything. Like, there's nothing within the backstory that would cause Roswaal to change his mind. There's nothing about the original purpose of Sanctuary that would mean anything to him. Maybe I'm just missing it. This conversation is different in the novels. He doesn't tell Ryuzu's backstory at all. He just walks in, well, in the light novel, he just walks in with Otto and Garfield as proof that Roswaal's plans are already ruined, and then he demands surrender. It's completely different in the web novel because of order differences, and I'm just going to wait before I talk about all that. I refuse, Subaru. I didn't come through these 400 years only to bend to a change of this degree. Anybody gonna react to that comment? Anybody? If you think bringing in a pawn from outside the board and removing Garfield gives you an advantage, you are very mistaken. The novels are better about the pawn. Roswaal says that Otto is the reason that his plans are falling apart, and I actually agree with his assessment. From everything that we've seen so far, I think Roswaal has a pretty good understanding of Subaru and how he reacts to things. That's kind of what all of this bullshit is for. Roswaal is trying to put Subaru in a corner so that he will know how Subaru will act. Otto pulling him out of the trap that Roswaal set is the deciding factor that led to Subaru making that bet and so far winning that bet. Because of that, Roswaal is now more wary of Otto than Subaru, which is funny because in the anime and the light novel, this is the first time that Otto has met Roswaal. The whole reason that he's there is to make a good impression on Roswaal, and he is already failing. Or maybe he succeeded in the weird sense that Roswaal is now paying attention to him and will remember him. It's definitely not in the way that Otto wanted, though. This is also the first time in this arc that Roswaal is wearing his makeup, his war paint as it's phrased in the light novel. Subaru had mentioned it last time, and it's a sign that he is taking Subaru seriously. I probably should have talked about this earlier, but there was another meeting in the web novel. So before Subaru and Garfield had their big fight, Subaru and Otto went to talk to Roswaal to make sure that he wasn't going to do anything to interfere with the bet. This was the first time that Otto met Roswaal, and the first time that Roswaal was wearing makeup. So this whole conversation was just dropped for the other versions. And it's unfortunate because Otto was far more of a badass during this conversation. He actually displays some of those merchant skills that he has directly to Roswaal. He convinces Roswaal that doing anything big to interfere would go against his own wishes, and that it would somehow show that he was wrong about Subaru being a failure. It's a shame that it's web novel only. You snapped so vigorously at outsiders before, and now you're one of Subaru's merry band of friends. A wish does not simply go away. If you truly loved your mother and family, if you loved them that much, would you really change so readily? Or did you not love your mother and family at all? Don't get the wrong idea. I just faced that past for the first time in 10 years. In the novels, Garfield says that Ram is the one who pushed him into facing his past. It explains how Roswaal knows that Ram helped them later on. Because in the anime, he just knows it, and there's no real explanation as to why he knows it. I ain't interested in telling you what I saw in there, or why I started following my boss. But I will tell you the one big reason I decided to follow him instead of you. Because rather than the one who told me to stay weak forever, why wouldn't I follow the one who says, I need you because you're strong? I'm counting on you, man. Garfield saw the past. That doesn't mean the love he had for his family for 10 years is any weaker. The strength of his feelings hasn't changed. The same goes for you. If you were just facing the same direction as us, we could get along. I still have the advantage. Per the terms of our wager, your greatest weapon was bound, making you an ordinary person. And what can an ordinary person like you do? Nothing at all. In the sanctuary, no one can violate the feelings carved into you by time. That will never change. My 400 years will never be overturned by an ordinary person like you. Seriously, anybody? 400? That 400 years doesn't sound weird to anybody here. Because feelings don't change? Because it's what you've believed for so long? Why don't you ever look at anything but the weakness of feelings? You know that caring about someone for a long time is a strong feeling. Does Subaru know about Roswaal? Is that why he's not confused about the 400 years part? What the fuck is happening? Why do you only try to see the weakness in it? Because that is what I believe. In the same way that you find hope in believing in another's strength, I believe that everyone always remains weak. For 400 years, I have loved only one woman. Come on, somebody make any kind of comment about this. I'm fucking losing it here. And even after being without her for so long, her image is forever burned into me. It never stops burning my very soul. Nothing has changed for me. Okay, the light novel does actually address the 400-year thing, and it's in relation to the comment that Roswaal just made. Subaru recognizes that Roswaal is this adamant about his views because he needs validation for his feelings. If feelings can change, then maybe he is wrong for holding on to them for so long. Subaru makes the assumption that this is inherited feelings. In the same way that the name Roswaal is handed down through the generations, so are the feelings towards the Witch of Greed. Essentially, Roswaal was taught from a young age to hold these feelings, and now he can't let them go. That's not correct, but at the very least, that makes sense with everything that we've gotten so far. I'll say it one more time. I still have the advantage. For both you and me, so long as that one crucial person remains, the battle will never end. Don't underestimate Amelia. She won't go along with your ideas anymore. She'll overcome it all. You really think that's possible? She'll be stranded with nowhere to go. Her own regret will crush her. She'll be sorry she ever aspired to change, and she'll cling to you in tears. Crying doesn't suit any woman. That is the fate of the half-elf, born with the curse of sharing the same lineage as the Witch of Envy. It's inevitable that she will be scorned as a witch. Screw you! You're the ones ganging up on her to make her one. Subaru is reminded of Satella at the last tea party. He still has mixed feelings on all of the witches, but now he's kind of starting to wonder how much of their bad traits are from people pushing them into it. Kind of like what's happening with Amelia right now. That's part of the reason why he's so upset. At least I think that's what's happening. I can't say for certain that he's thinking this deeply about it. It could have just been a quick thought back to the tea party, and I am just overthinking it. Feelings, curses, if you believe they are things that cannot change, we'll just pound the truth into you. My name is Subaru Natsuki. I am the silver-haired half-elf Amelia's knight. I had to include that. The last time that he did this was at the Capitol where he was super fucking cringy. This is still a little bit cringy, but it's far more acceptable. I'll acknowledge the improvement. The novels say that Subaru does his little point to the sky at the exact same time that Amelia does in the trial. As in, they do the exact same stance at the exact same time. And that seems a little bullshit to me, but it's cute, so I'll allow it. Garfield thinks that it's pretty cool. In fact, Garfield has this reaction to a lot of Subaru's English phrases or references to stuff on Earth. Kind of like a little kid looking up to his older brother. This happens a lot in the novels, but I'm probably not going to point it out too often. Amelia's coming, Roswaal. That girl you're so convinced is weak is going to come to sever that last desire of yours. So my suspicions were correct, Subaru Natsuki. You and I are alike in the sense that we both force our ideas upon the women we love. The trio turn and leave. With the conversation concluded, let's talk about the web novel. I'm going to try to keep this pretty simple, and I'm going to explain more later on. Otto doesn't go to this talk. It's just Subaru and Garfield. And before all of this, Roswell had a talk with Amelia that didn't go too well for him. And now he is pissed. Like, he gets mad in every version while they're talking, but in the web novel, he is already at an 8 or a 9 out of 10 as soon as they get there. In fact, he has already taken out some of his anger on the room. Shelves are knocked over, the bed is in pieces, Roswell's hand is bleeding, so it's pretty obvious what happened. And it's not even his house. This isn't his stuff. This is Ryuzu's house. You fucking asshole. Because he's angry, he skips over being nice when they first come in, and he immediately starts tearing into Garfield. Now, a lot of the talking points are the same as the other versions, but one big difference is that Roswell attacks Garfield. In the middle of yelling, Roswell grabs Garfield's arm, lifts him up, and tries to slam him into the ground. Now, luckily, Subaru had warned Garfield that Roswell knows martial arts, so he is able to get out of it and then headbutt Roswell in the chest. On top of the normal damage from a headbutt, especially one from Garfield, Roswell is already hurt. I mean, he's working through the pain, but he is super injured. So this one hit pretty much stops any further fighting from Roswell. It's unfortunate that the light novel changed the order of events, because I would have loved for this part to be carried over. But because Roswell is not nearly as pissed in the other versions, he doesn't end up attacking. Before they leave, Roswell says that he is still going to make it snow. And this isn't brought up in any other version. Garfield brings it up after they leave, but also he doesn't really know what's going on at all. And then Subaru just doesn't explain it. I honestly don't think it's a big deal that it's dropped in the anime and the light novel. It's pretty well implied that Roswell is still working on his blizzard, and like I said before, Subaru is not explaining anything, so it's not really that big a deal that Roswell brought it up, and it's not a big deal that it's not brought up. Negotiations have failed, but at the very least, Subaru fully understands the situation. Things at Sanctuary are kind of on track to be resolved, but the mansion is still very much in danger. Damn it, I wanted to stop the raid on the mansion, but it looks like I just made it inevitable. I have to get to the mansion as fast as possible. To say that we're short-handed right now is an understatement. Well, I'll go with you then. What? Are you sure you understand? Going to the mansion means leaving the sanctuary. Wouldn't the barrier stop you? Barrier? That ain't a problem. Like my sister, I have a mixed blood dad and a human mom. My mixed blood's too thin for it to stop me. We already knew all of this. This is just the first time that anime Subaru has realized it. I'm skipping over the rest. I'm already the strongest there is, but with these, I'll be even stronger. These were in the house on the wall back when Ryuzu and Subaru were talking. Now we just have to hope that Elsa and her partner aren't early. I'm counting on you guys, and on our enemy. Thanks for all the help, you two morons. Can you think people normally, you one moron? So anyway, Ram, the rest is up to you. Fine, do as you like. I'm going to do as I like from this point on. Subaru pulls out a crystal and throws it at Ram. Don't do anything crazy. Is that for you to say, Borisu? Don't make me laugh. Okay, people. Sorry this has all been so irregular, but Subaru, you need not worry about us. Our internal officer has already told us everything. Otto got a promotion and he didn't even know it. In the light novel, the villagers tell Subaru that he shouldn't worry about them because that's someone else's job, heavily implying that they're talking about Amelia. It sucks that the anime decided to leave this part out because it really shows that the villagers took their talk with Amelia on the first day very seriously, and that they do believe that she is going to be able to get rid of the barrier. It's not something that's needed per se, because it's going to end up coming back up again a little bit later, but it is nice for Subaru to be reminded of it here. In the anime, it's just Patricia that's pulling the carriage. In the novels, it's both Patricia and Otto's dragon. It's probably not anything that's going to be important, but I'm going to throw it in here anyway. This whole conversation with the villagers is skipped in the web novel. They go from Garfield saying that he's going to help directly into the next scene. Amelia walks out of the graveyard, expecting to find everyone. Welcome back, Amelia. But only Ram is there. She explains the situation. So the three idiots hitched a carriage to their clever ground dragon and set off to the mansion. All right, I understand. Honestly, what am I going to do with him? Amelia, does your return mean that... The trial? Yes. I was able to confront my past, but it seems there are 2 more trials to go. So I'll have to go back into the graveyard again later. You truly have grown stronger. Amelia, I am truly sorry. This is the first time I have ever lowered my head and meant it. It's a bit of a backhanded compliment because she is saying that she has been faking it every time before this, but it is her job to be nice. Saying Ram is nice feels a little off. Cordial, maybe? I don't know, whatever, it doesn't matter. Amelia doesn't take offense to it anyway. Before now, I didn't believe that you would get back on your feet. But here you are now, standing in front of me with your chest held high and your eyes facing forward. You only lose a few points for the tear marks remaining on your cheeks. Huh? Oh, darn it. So did you help Subaru and Otto because you thought I was just a crybaby? Don't be silly. It was you I helped, and you who determined that helping would be worth my while. Ram kneels down and bows her head. I beg of you, Amelia, please save my master, Roswaal. He has become possessed by delusions. Delusions that have bound his soul like a curse for a long, long time. His wish has lost its direction, and he clings to words written purely for aesthetics. Please break through that. What should I do? Assume the throne. Once you assume the throne of Lagunica, Roswaal's wish will be fulfilled. Please tell Roswaal that. Give him a reason to live through both the present and the future. Please save him. I mean, Amelia was already shooting for the throne to help the elves in the forest, so this doesn't feel like it's adding anything. At the same time, it feels like Ram is asking a lot. What Ram seems to want is to give Roswaal hope that he can still accomplish his dream even without the gospel. Amelia can do a little bit by showing that she's more determined and has a backbone now. But that doesn't mean that she is going to be able to do anything for his dream. Actually, I would say that Subaru's bet with Roswaal is doing a lot in the short term, like now and probably a little bit after Sanctuary. Ram seems to be planning for the long term. She knows Roswaal's not just going to instantly get hope from all of this, but she wants Amelia to start down that path. At least that's the impression that I get, which is the reason that I say it's putting a lot of pressure on Amelia. I don't think I can truly understand your wish just yet, but this is the first time you've ever asked anything of me. You believed in me, and I want to repay that. Amelia reaches out a hand to help Ram up. Would you mind if I offer my congratulations to you, too? That's close enough. This is the first time that he has left the house since Amelia got there. So before anything is even said, it's super weird for him to just randomly show up. On top of that, Ram had just said that he's being delusional, so I completely understand Amelia's reaction to this. Well, well, what a fine welcome this is, Amelia. Despite how I may appear, my concern for you is genuine. You could even say that I pity you. You have no idea how to be loved other than to do what people expect of you. Yet you are forced to confront a past that you never wanted. Allow me to congratulate you. with all the pity and compassion I can offer. I was convinced that you were incapable of it. It's hard to thank you when you're congratulating me that way. You said you didn't think I could do it. Are you reconsidering that? You're right. I've caused so much trouble for Puck, for Subaru, for everyone. But they all saved me. It made me realize that I can't just go on being discouraged. You say the same thing Subaru did. Are you simply repeating his words? Your borrowed words, the place that has been prepared for you, and even your attempts at the trial were decisions made only after the stage was set. Yet even knowing that, Subaru urges you to do terrible things. We both know him. He was not speaking with logic or reason, but only gave you an exceptionally loud pep talk. I don't think you have to be around Subaru for very long to realize that he doesn't really use logic and reasoning very often. A byproduct of Return by Death is that he often speaks with confidence on stuff that he has no way of backing up. Am I wrong? He imposes his self satisfaction on you, forcing you to fit his ideals with an emotional assertion that you could do it. I understand. I truly do. After all, he and I are two of a kind. We both force our ideals upon the women we love. I'm sure he has spoiled you and treated you with the utmost kindness and care. He never even considered that you were not a normal girl, did he? The you he loves is the ideal you that lives in his own mind. Is that all? If that's all you wanted to say, you and Subaru aren't the same at all. Subaru told me that I was a pain in the ass. What? He said I was all talk, and he couldn't put up with it. And everything he said was right. I was weak, all talk, and insufficient in every way. Subaru truly sees me for who I am. So I know you and Subaru are nothing alike. You do not think that he was simply deceiving you, all to tactfully get you back on your feet? No, he wasn't lying. What Subaru felt when he said he believed in me won't turn into a lie. I won't let it. I'll turn the lies into wishes. That's what I need to do right now, and what I want to do. At this point in the light novel, Amelia realizes that he wanted her to attack him. That's the reason that he said everything in the way that he did. He was thinking that Amelia would be a wreck from the trial and that he would push her over the edge and that she would attack and probably kill him. She thinks that he is wanting to be punished for his actions in a self deprecating kind of way. Really, he just wants to win the bet. He is so dedicated to winning and thinking that he is right that he is willing to die for this, which is something that we've kind of already seen. I wonder what would have happened if he committed suicide. Would that win him the bet because Subaru lost someone? Or would he lose the bet because that would be taken as him giving up? He's not about to do it, but I would count that as a victory to Subaru. Maybe Roswaal thinks the same, and that could be the reason that he doesn't try it. I don't know. You just continue to change. This is exceedingly difficult for me to accept. That is precisely why I pity you. The decisions you've made that justify you getting hurt is already meaningless in this world that will soon end. The Sanctuary and the Royal Selection have already lost all meaning. Why do you sound like you're giving up? Weren't you and I the ones who started this? And you'd give up before it's over? I won't allow that. You really do sound just like Subaru. How much of your boastful speech can even be realized, I wonder? That's what I'm going to show you. In the graveyard. No, outside the sanctuary, too. I'm going now, Ram. I promise I'll take care of the favor you asked of me. Amelia turns and walks into the graveyard to start the next trial. It was my teacher and I who started it. That's the one thing you got wrong, Amelia. I think it's pretty apparent to Roswaal that Amelia is going to finish the trials. He wasn't expecting her to finish one, but when he got there, the first one was already down, and now Amelia is showing confidence that she's never shown before. Roswaal, how much of our conversation did you hear? I saw you kneel before her. You're quite the actress. I'm not sure if he heard what Ram said to Amelia, but he thinks this is all fake anyway. And to be fair, Ram herself says that she has been faking a lot, so it's not out of the question. But because Roswaal is used to seeing that from Ram, he doesn't realize that she was being sincere. So even if he did hear it, I don't think he would care. I have heard that you assisted them with Garfield. Of course, I know that you believed it was the right thing to do. What do you intend to do now? What I desire has not changed, though I am now forced to work a bit harder for it. Remain here and await Amelia's return. If no one were here to welcome her brave soul back, even my own heart would ache for her. This isn't sarcasm. He is looking out for Amelia, even though he's working to make Subaru lose the bet and redo everything. He is weirdly looking out for Amelia. It's just his own warped view on what it means to help people. All right, web novel time. Let me explain the order of events and then I'll go into more detail. So, Subaru and Otto go talk to Roswaal. After that, Subaru fights with Garfield. They both pass out. Roswaal shows up outside the graveyard, and this is where he talks to Amelia. He leaves, and then Subaru and Garfield wake up, and they keep going with the. Garfield then goes and takes the first trial and all of that. And after he's done, and Amelia goes in, they both go to talk to Roswaal at the house. And once they're done there, then they all leave Sanctuary. Ram is then the only person to talk to Amelia after she's done with the trial. So essentially, the web novel has two different conversations, and they get combined into one in the other versions. When Roswaal showed up at the graveyard, he was acting super weird. Amelia noticed him about the time that Subaru casts Shamak, and he's just hanging out in the woods watching the fight. Amelia also notices that he's got a good amount of mana around him, and it looks like he's ready to cast a spell at any moment. But he wasn't looking at Garfield. He was aiming at Subaru. In the end, he didn't do anything, and he doesn't explain anything to Amelia. He starts in with his pity speech like he does in the other versions, and he is trying to get Amelia to attack him, and it almost works in this version. Patrochet is the only reason that Amelia doesn't attack. She smacks Amelia on the back right before she does anything and gets her to calm down and think through the situation. That is when Amelia realizes that Roswaal wanted her to kill him. Roswaal then goes into his everything is meaningless speech and then fucking shows Amelia his gospel. It is crazy how web novel Roswaal, it just goes around showing off his gospel like it's a goddamn trophy. And after he does, he starts to freak out a bit. He starts to wonder if he's been played because he is losing the bet so far. And in the process of talking out loud, he mentions a sage's ability. And it seems like he thinks that Subaru either is a sage or will be a sage. It's not said directly, it's more implied. But given the fact that the witches during the last Tea Party mentioned that Subaru was a sage candidate, and now Roswaal is thinking that Subaru could be a sage, it kind of seems like everybody has the same idea about Subaru. Roswaal then leaves this conversation with the understanding that Amelia has changed, and there's a good chance that he's going to end up losing this bet. And that is why he is so pissed whenever Subaru and Garfield get there to the cabin to talk to him. I know I said I wanted this version to carry over so that I could see Roswaal get headbutted. But I do think the anime and the light novel versions are better. To me, I think a part of Amelia's growth happens during the trial. So for Roswaal to meet her before the trial and come to the same conclusion seems a little off. But again, that could just be me. And that will be the end of this video. Next time we will get Amelia's second trial. See ya.